Hello, this is E-Soup, aka Specific Soup. Today I'm doing a reaction to Jacob Collier covering Hyperballad by Björk. I'm a fan of Björk, although I have some gaps in my listening to her. There's certain albums I've heard, and there's so much work that she has put out in her career that I have not heard. But I have heard Hyperballad. I do really like Hyperballad. That's kind of like an era of Björk I think a lot of people are familiar with. And I'm trying to pronounce her name right because I think it's not Björk. It's like Björk, more like an I sound, but I could still be saying it wrong. I just know that it's not like Bjork. So I'm trying. I am really curious to see what Jacob Collier would do with this song. Jacob Collier is an artist that the way I think of his work is like he knows things about music that I can't begin to understand. And I don't always love everything he does musically because maybe sometimes I don't get it, or sometimes I think, oh, he could use the talent that he has to do something else. I do like a lot of his stuff, but I don't find all of his songs like super interesting to me personally. But I like him. He's not an artist that I would typically say, like, I'm a huge fan of his. I have just, like, a different relationship to his music than being, like, a big fan or not being a fan. It's, like, this other thing where I'm kind of, like, intrigued. It's like he's interesting as a person. It's interesting to see the kind of stuff that he does. I don't always know how I feel about it, but it's cool to see. But I feel like him doing a cover of Hyperballad, I have a feeling that's going to be something that I would like. So I thought about like what I wanted to do a reaction to something by him that I hadn't heard, and I couldn't think of what I would do. There's some Tiny Desk concerts, and I thought about doing one of those, but I wanted to start with just one song. And I was just like searching for different Jacob Collier things, and I saw this and I was like, wait a minute, this is the one. This is what I'm gonna do. This is live as far as I can tell. Yeah, Jacob Collier, Hyper Ballad, Mahogany session. I can guess. I can sit here and try to guess, but really, I have no idea what this is going to sound like. I don't know what he's going to do with this song. So, without further ado, let's get into it. They in like an old church? Like, oh, the top is off the piano.
We live on a mountain right at the top. This beautiful view from the top of the mountain.
Yeah, it does sound totally different. I was just now listening to Hyper Ballad, like the original, to kind of refamiliarize myself with this song. And if I hadn't been listening to it and remembering some of the lyrics, like fresh in my mind, I might just be like, I don't know this one.
Every morning I walk towards the end and throw little things off.
So I showed some Jacob Collier performances to my mom, and she said something really interesting. She said he really likes to slow down the songs. And I hadn't really thought about that before. Like, I knew that he changes stuff up a lot and completely rearranges it. But he does, in particular, he really slows down the tempo of songs, just as he's doing here.
Like car parts bottles and cutlery.
Ooh.
Whatever I find
Ooh.
lying around, it's become a habit.
It's interesting, certain things he does vocally, they almost sound like they're auto-tuned or manipulated in some way, and I know they're not, but it's like the tone of his voice, like, let me go back to it.
I car parts, bottles and cutlery. Whatever I find lying around.
When he went really deep and then he's saying lying around, and just like the way that his voice moves around, especially in his lower register, it sometimes sounds like auto-tune or like manipulated to me. And really, it's just the things he can do with his voice. It's just a really interesting tone.
It's become a habit. I go through all this before you wake up, so I can feel happier
Ooh.
to be safe again
Ooh.
with you.
Oh, the acoustics in here are awesome too, of course.
Before you wake
Ooh.
so I can feel happier to be safe again with you.
Ooh. Ooh. Just a completely different version of the song.
It's early morning. No one is awake. I'm back at my clear. Still throwing things off.
Oh. When his voice suddenly goes so low, and I'm just like, oh.
I listen to the sounds they make on the radar. I follow with my eyes till they crash.
Ooh.
I imagine what my body would sound like.
Oh.
Slamming against those rocks.
You know what it is? You know what it is about him? Is like when he does all this stuff on the piano, and I know he knows a lot about harmonizing and like harmonies and like certain things with chords that like you wouldn't expect to do, and obviously like he has perfect pitch and all this stuff, but he has like certain things that he does in like covers or in certain arrangements, and I think that like when I listen to his albums, I like want him to do, I guess it's like I want him to put out more original music that sounds like this, if that makes sense. Like, what was his last album? Jesse 4? I listened to that whole album. It's like he makes choices for his original songs that sometimes I find a little bit cheesy, or I just like can't fully get into it. And then I see something like this, and I'm like, this is it. This is the thing. This is like the Jacob Collier thing. I feel like I want him to have more original music where he does stuff like this. I'm going to go back a little bit, but just, I love what he's doing. He slowed down the song and he's like built up this intensity, and he's also built up an intensity throughout the song on the piano. And just, again, I don't know music theory, so I cannot explain what he's doing. I only know that it sounds good, and it's like, oh, I didn't expect him to do that, and then that, and then that, like...
Against those rocks, when it lands, will my eyes
Ooh.
be closed open?
Ooh.
I go through
Oh.
this
Wow.
before you wake up, so I can feel happier. See,
Ooh.
forgive me. I go through all this
Oh my god.
before you wake up, so I can feel happier to be safe again.
Oh my god.
With you, safe again.
Ooh. His range is crazy. I listen to a lot of artists with absolutely insane ranges, so it's not like that's new to me, but the kind of tone that he has when he goes deeper with his voice, just something about the tone of his voice, it makes it extra surprising to me. Like when he reaches those high notes, I'm like, oh, you can do that too. All right. And now we're like slowing down again.
I go through all this
Mm.
before you wake up.
See, what is that?
Safe again.
Oh my gosh. That was wild. Ooh, there's another Mahogany session with Jacob Collier. I might have to check that out at some point. This was so cool. I just came from listening to like part of the original song before this because I just wanted to be like, okay, yeah, this is Hyperballad. I wanted to familiarize myself with the song again because it's been a while since I heard it, and I knew that Jacob Collier was going to do like a totally different kind of arrangement. And he did not, I mean, he surprised me with what he did, but he didn't surprise me in the sense that I knew he was going to completely change up the song. But this is such a, it starts out like very stripped down, and it ends stripped down too, but he really brought in the intensity and just like went crazy on the piano, and he does so many interesting things vocally, and it's the way he rearranges something and you think like I would never expect to hear it that way, but somehow it works. And he really did that with this song. Like somehow it works. I absolutely loved that. I'd love to know like his thought process and what some of the music theory stuff is involved in like the choices he made in this. Like I won't fully understand it, but I love hearing about stuff like that anyway because I'm not going to be able to like pick that apart myself. If you have any Jacob Collier suggestions, either original songs like from past albums of his that you think I might like based on what I said. I like his piano arrangements like this. I like A Rock Somewhere. There's other songs of his I like, but that's kind of like the types of things that come to mind. Based on what I've said I like of him, if you have any suggestions for Jacob Collier stuff to react to, that would be super cool because I'm definitely down to do more. So thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Talk to me about Jacob Collier and whatever the heck he was doing here. And until next time, this is eSoup, signing out.